watching. Joined by Brock Huard up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And in a while, we're going to find out the answer to a question that fans have been asking for nearly half a year at this point. Who is going to represent this conference in the Super Bowl?
All of these coaches and players preach all season long, never look ahead. You can't do it, right? You've got to focus so much on the present. But you know that every man out there is so...
A date on Super Bowl Sunday awaits one of these teams as we begin the NFC Championship game. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. They're brought out by one of the team's youngest and brightest in his first season out of Clemson.
Well, Kate, thanks to stories flooding every corner of the sports programming last week, you and I and everyone watching are keenly aware of what's on the line today. No rookie quarterback has ever started a Super Bowl. Really, a select group of rookies have ever been on this stage on this conference championship weekend. Is he finally the one who could take the next step and lead his guys to the Lombardi Trophy?
It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So that brings up second down. Dropping back to throw. That's him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Third and long. They're going to throw. Short pass brought in. And that short field pass, Brock, is held to the short field. It's going to be 4th and short.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line. You feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. So the Giants have getting set for their first drive. And we will get a look at their 6th-year signal caller.
This is one of those fine lines as you take the field as a quarterback. You know that your play is going to be so important to find a way to win. It always is in postseason football. But you can't put too much pressure on yourself. You got to go out there, you got to cut it loose. And most importantly, you got to lead your men.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. They'll find ahead for a few. It's 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
He's taken down just a couple of yards shy of the 40. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, 2 yards.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Finds him on the crossing route. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it's good for a New York first down.
At the 42-yard line.
Trying the right side. And he's not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're sent backwards on first down. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
And that tackle stops him after a solid game.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular when the back ended up being the target.
This time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And that sack brings the offense to 4th down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go and let that pass rush get home.
Here comes this offense for its 2nd series of the game. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. First call here coming from the shotgun. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. There's the intensity we expect in the playoffs. Defense going big play hunting, and they get him behind the line.
Back at the 15-yard line.
All right, here we go. Second down. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. .27 on the play. And that's going to bring up first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Dump off, caught by his back. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. This is 2nd and 6 coming up.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Finds him quickly on the RPO. And this one does not go far.
To number 83. That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. The Dragons getting their punter out there.
It's 4th down.
And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And he can't hurt you with a return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. The Giants taking the field for their second possession. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. New York to the line. 1st and 10. Now throw to start the drive. Brought in right side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line.
Look to throw. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's set. This is 3rd and 5.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Now looking to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Chased out to his right. He takes it himself.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the Nets, the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
2nd and manageable. He's throwing. He gets it to him on the screen. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
First down. A gain of 7. First down.
Back to throw. Completed over the middle. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Running for the marker on 2nd. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time.
When one defender fails, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Here he is on 3rd and short. That one's complete over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. He's going to throw this one. Catch made over the middle. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 26-yard line.
It's complete right side. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. We're 1 quarter into deciding who's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll get back to the action in just a moment. Second quarter about to get underway, and an opportunity to score here for the Giants. They send the tight end in motion. Working inside the red zone. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
I know coordinator quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets him back behind the sticks.
Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Got to figure out this 3rd down here. 3rd and long for him here. That's the line, he's going to run for it. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
That's such a bummer, Kate, for a quarterback. If you have to scramble and take off, you'd really like to find a way to move the chains. He could not. That defense rallied, they responded, and they forced a 4th down.
So the Giants now going to call on their field goal unit. This only a chip shot from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Return coming from the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Their offense ready to take the field now. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. Here we go now. Time to start this drive. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. First play of the drive, lost a yard. Need to get it back and some change here. 2nd down. Pass play now. And the Giants are on him, and he goes down. And for the 2nd straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And he puts him air under this one, right side. So the coverage holds up on the deep ball. That's going to force 4th down. So that play doesn't work out, but things make it even worse for them. Looks like one of their big guys out front is in need of a look from the training staff. On now comes their punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Giants offense all set to get started. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
We call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
Throwing the out route complete. And they're approaching midfield with that gain of 6. He's up to the 46.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Throw here, 3rd down. Finds his man over the middle. Good job defensively here to contain the pass. This is going to be 4th down. Offense staying out there. Looks like they're going for it.
It's fourth down.
Fourth down. They're going to throw for it. Complete. Now to the right. This is close, but I don't think he got there, Brock. The stop is made in time. They're turning this over on downs.
You know, these fourth down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
The offense getting set to go. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback in his offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11.
At the 44-yard line.
Looking now from the gun. For big yards on the right side. They're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Shotgun handoff for Dobbins. And he gets a few on the plays forward. 4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards.
Hey, I love the jet sweep as much as anybody, Kate. It could be super effective, but here's the deal. Once you send that receiver in motion, well, you're doomed. Because if they bring an edge pressure or there's a blitz, there's really no stopping it. Once that thing gets started, there's no audibling out of it. Feet nines, Kate. Feet nines, they so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet nines move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And this drive will start inside the 25. Now here comes the New York offense. And in a tie game, we've been sensing a breakthrough coming, Brock. Might this be the drive where we finally see one side get the edge over the other?
Well, if it is, Kate, you know and I know it's about play-to-play execution and more than likely making sure they can convert in some of those situational downs.
And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And the Giants are going to have the first down. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be 2nd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Dumped off to his running back. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and it's good for a New York first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I can do yours.
And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
It's a gain of 20. And the Giants first down.
They keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Quite a defensive battle, Brock, that we have got so far as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More from San Antonio coming up to the line and set. Here we go, first down. Here's the handoff. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They're going to try and throw it here. Caught just shy of the goal line. And that's a New York touchdown. The Giants get some late points and the lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
That one right down the middle. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7.
Dragons 3.
The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Here's a return from the 7. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now outruns their offense to take over. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
30-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's halted after about a 6-yard pickup. The stop made at the 36.
Number 88.
Before the snap on 3rd and 2, they call time. Completed to his running back. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back to throw now. Finds him over the middle. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 2nd and 6 coming up here. He's going to throw it again. Short pass brought in. He's close, but he is stout before he can get to that first down. Picks up 4.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. First down now, ball at the 33. Throwing it again here. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it drops back down now to a 4-point game.
I don't think there's any question. This is going to be a close game when it's all said and done because it's awfully tight here at the half. And that field goal, it gives them a little more confidence running into the locker room.
And it looks like we're going to have time for one more play here, Brock, as this one goes for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Looking to throw. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. His final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Scott Hanson, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Huard.
Big thank you to our guy Scott Hanson and the gang down in Orlando. We got a close one here, Brock, as our second half gets underway. Has this at the 6. Escapes the defender. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. So to begin the third quarter, the New York offense returning to the field. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
And he won't get beyond the line of scrimmage. Good look by the defense. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, remember playing tug-of-war way back when? Like elementary school, where you're just trying to move that rope an inch? Well, the offense and the fullback couldn't do it. Defense stood up and stopped it before it could get started.
Throwing out to the left, cut! And he's brought down after a short gain. It's 3rd and 8, need to get a chunk here.
A 2-yard gain on the play.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. That one is incomplete, couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that brings up 4th and long. The Giants are set to punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The offense headed back to the field. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Throwing on second. Finds the in route complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Looking to throw here. They're trying to set the screen. Dobbins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A give to Dobbins out of the shotgun. Oh, what a hit! Stars the ball loose. Oh, and they get it back. The play's still live. And what an effort after everything seemingly went off the rails, Brock. Never gave up on the play and turns it into an excellent result. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. Now, after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Looking in the air here. And this one hurts. Had a touchdown in his hands, but he couldn't hold on. 3rd down coming up.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
We'll air it out on 3rd. This one's caught. And he's going to have enough for the first down, not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a first and goal.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Goal to go. They're passing. Throw is caught.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Brings up second and goal.
Still sticking with the passing game. Has it in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. Third and goal. One of the biggest moments of this NFC title game.
And goal.
He has it on, pushing for the end zone, and he lost the football. And he's in for the touchdown. The Dragons picked up the fumble and ran it home. That right there was impressive, Brock. Even with the fumble, absolutely no panic on his part. Finding that football, keeping the play going, and taking it in for 6.
I am just hearing my old offensive coordinator, Tom Moore, say, whoever plays the hardest the longest wins. And that's what you got to do. You got to play harder, you got to play longer than your opponent, and when you get an opportunity, go seize it.
Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Giants lining things up. First and 10. Back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry. Following that little 2-yard run, it's second and 8. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Looking right, and he finds him. And this one doesn't go far. So now here's third and 5. They're throwing it. He's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
All set to go now from the 35. They go play action on first down. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's second and inches.
It's second and inches.
Here's the roll back on the handoff. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That goes for a gain of just 1. And the Giants are going to have the first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They'll go play action. Caught by his back. And he's going to be out of bounds after it looks like about a yard there. Second down coming up.
1-yard gain. Brings up second.
Thrown back, it's the handoff. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
First down, Giants.
Another carry for him. Like the turnaround these last 2 plays, huh? Nice gain on 1, and now they get him behind the line. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Throw here, third down. Caught quickly on the slant. And he's going to be down to within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. They'll come up on first and 10.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Right up the gut. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up
They'll run now on second down. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up. Only a yard on the play, and that takes us to the end of quarter number 3. Just a quarter left before one of these teams punches its ticket to the Super Bowl. The Giants have the ball, and they have work to do to save their playoff run. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. To the air on 3rd and long. Finds his back complete. And they are on him short of that first down. They responded quickly to that throw. That brings up 4th down. So now the field goal unit runs on in a very big spot. Already has one in this game. This from 30. Kicked well, and this is good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
And we're barely into this quarter, Kate, and already a tied game. A whole new game. Starting from this point, every single possession will be a premium.
Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Another drive coming up for this offense. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone. But the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. Doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. At the 30.
He's dropping back to throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They get 6 and a first down as well. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. Throwing from the gun. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's hit and sent out right along that line of scrimmage. So no gain on first down.
He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Sticking to the air here. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And this defense going to try to hang on to that momentum, Brock, as they go for another stop on 3rd down. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. 3rd and long for him here. He has the first over the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. A pickup of 17. And that gives him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10, looking to throw. He's got a man left. And he's tackled for a short gain. 8 yards to go, and let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8. At the 2.
Work against the blitz. Dialing up a receiver screen. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage. Play number 8 of this drive, and it's 8 that they need here on 3rd down. 3rd and long, they're going to throw. That's caught for the first. He does it. Touchdown. The Dragons take a 4th quarter lead. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. That one splits the uprights. And the Dragons break that tie and now lead by 7.
Giants 13.
Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. New York offense ready to get going here. It's 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
Rolling from the gun here. Hits his running back. He's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
First down, Giants.
Plowing up the middle. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mopped up, too.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Pass play coming here. Finds a seam down the middle. And he has this down to the 14-yard line.
First down. A gain of 45 yards. First down, New York.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. Getting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and toned this drive.
Call it 70 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Now he continues to find no traction on the ground here, Brock, as they bring him down for no gain. 7th play of the drive. Offense facing 3rd and 3. Back to throw it. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Desperation time here on 4th. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. It is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down and 6 yards.
Looking to throw. They did it. He made the interception. And he's going to score on the pick 6. Touchdown, New York. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Now, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. Back out runs their offense. All right, Brock, take us inside this huddle. You just threw a game-time pick 6. What are you saying to your guys?
Well, what you're really doing, Kate, is presenting. Yeah, you're calling the play, but it's your presentation, it's your demeanor. You have got to put that mistake behind you and be so mentally tough and have the guys feed off that.
Hang on now. Looks like we've got an injured player out there and in need of some aid. So we'll step away briefly as they work on him. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Back to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in San Antonio. Dragons with a little more work to do to win it here. 5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Upping the pace here as the clock continues to run.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here he is to throw. Into traffic, complete. And he works this to the 38 before going now.
To number 88. 10 yards on the pickup.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. The Giants using their first timeout. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first.
1st and 10.
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. A lot of effort there, partner, but no results. Fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. He'll scrape together a few yards, but not much. 3rd down coming up. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. So read here, and this is Dobbins. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
The 44-yard line. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
So for the 3rd time tonight, they're going to bring him out for a field goal try. Ball on the left hash for this 41-yarder. That one is good! And they're going to take the lead inside the final minute.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they'll decline this and take the results. Here's a return from the 7. He's stopped on the run back of the 27. The Giants about to get to work on offense. They liked how that drive was going, but the ND and the turnover on downs, and that's something they'll try to rewrite on this series. He'll look to throw it. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. We'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down. And 10 yards to go.
To throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on 3rd down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series and don't put the ball in harm's way.
And they get to him and hold him down. What a play. Forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Coaches challenge you to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Drawing up the design keeper. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And one last huge step has been taken, partner, as they claim that George Halas Trophy as NFC champions. And now just one step and one trophy remain. 2 weeks from now when they take the field in the Super Bowl. With Brock Huard and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Dragons emerge as winners as we bid you farewell from San Antonio.